Hey everyone, this is Mr. Martinez for New Horizons sculpture class. This should be one of your two sculptures needed for sculpture 1. This is called functional sculpture. Functional sculpture is essentially the idea of taking the sculpture, which is a three-dimensional creative art piece, and putting a little bit of functionality to it. So let me talk about functional. Functional basically means it's a ceramic piece or something made out of clay or made by an artisan of some sort for the purpose of using it in some way. So you have vases, you have a cookie jar, you have a coffee mug, you have a lamp even. Or here you have like a toothbrush or paintbrush or pencil holder or knife holder. You have a box, you have wall hooks. Even toys count in this functional realm. So anything that actually has a usable purpose. So a toy you could play with, you know. Knives you could actually store in a knife holder, and a vase you could use to store water or plants or I don't know, whatever you want. Anyways, so you're going to take this idea of functionality and you're going to incorporate it into something that looks artistic. So the idea behind this is, let's say you took your wall at home. Here's a wall, here's the other room. Here's your couch. Oops. Hope all that makes sense. Here's a picture of you. Alright, so on this wall, what have you sculpted? Crazy octopus. That sticks out of the wall, so you could actually hang it, you know, however you want to hang it. Right? But anyway, so if you sculpted an octopus, keep in mind what it weighs. What could this octopus be used for? That's a good question, right? But what if you actually put your hat on this? You actually got to hang up your hats or keys off of this. You know, would it have a function now? You're right, it would. Alright, so here's another example of a functional sculpture. What if you took, many of you probably have already seen my Aztec fish. So I got this Aztec fish. Which looks nothing like this drawing. Whatever it might be. Alright, so just follow along with me, okay? So what if I took this Aztec fish and I decided to put dirt and water in it and plants out of it? You know, would that work? I don't know. Kind of fun to find out though. Alright, so here you have a sculpture that could be a cookie jar, it could be a vase, it could be your key and change holder, whatever it might be. All I want to see is you sculpt something that looks creative but at the same time has a function. So the idea is I don't want to see any coffee mugs. I want to sculpt something that's kind of coffee mug-like, but is also artistic. So you got to keep the sculpture part in mind, right? So what could this be? This could be for the sake of this fish, that I just drew a moment ago. There you go. So now you can drink out of a fish's mouth. Or it could be a sculpture that you just kind of don't really drink out of, but you could. Alright, so you got to come up with ways to create a sculpture, something artistic, but that also has a function. Just a couple more examples. You know, as you are brainstorming, keep in mind these are examples either that students have come up with or that I'm coming up with on the spot. This one I came up on the spot when teaching this lesson to the last student. So what if we have a crab? And here it's pinchers. Whoops, forgot it's pinchers. So what could we do? What could we do with the crab? You could make it so it's like a jar. You can make it so, oh, here's even better. Y'all ready for this? What if we attach light bulbs to it? And then you would plug that in. So the question is, Mister, can I really make a lamp out of a sculpture? The answer is yes. Right? You just have to kind of figure out how. So let's. There you go. All right, one last example, just so you kind of are left with several ideas in your head. What I do want to see is creativity, right? So come up with a clever way that the function can be artistic as well. Otherwise, don't use it at all. It's just a possibility of its functionality that's available for use if ever need be. You know, an example of a, how about a knife holder? That's also, no. How about a pull wagon for a kid? See, I was sculpting this for my son. And I wanted him to have something artistic from me. I would maybe make this into a dinosaur of some sort. Do I find this very artistic? Probably not, so I probably wouldn't sculpt this one. It was just worth a shot. I wasn't sure. Alright, so before you begin sculpting, I do want to see a minimum of 7 sketches in your sketchbook, and then you'd be approved by your teacher before you begin. Many of you are probably asking, why 7, mister? Can't I just draw 1? I really like my first drawing. Well, all ideas come from sketch work. For an architect, for a drawer, for a painter, for a sculptor, all ideas should be coming from your sketches. And to believe, if you want to believe that your best sculpture, best idea is going to come from your very first doodle, That's necessarily not so. So let me just show you an example of creative design. So here is an example of how maybe you're asked by somebody to draw something. So right now I'm asking you to come up with a design, right? For this person, it was a logo for his fish research company. And so he told me that he wanted a fish that was swimming upstream, maybe there's a rock, maybe there's water. And so I drew this design for him saying, hey, something like this, and he's like, nah. And so I drew something like this, and he said, nah. Then I drew a combination of a big fish and a bunch of little fish, and then I drew a bunch of other examples. There's one page, there's another page, and there's page after page after page after page after page of different designs. Understand that all of them might be pretty good, but at the end of the day, only one design for an employee or employer, someone that wants your money, will actually only like one design, and that's the design he ended up liking. Alright, so what I want you to realize is that your very first sketch is typically not your best. I want you to do a minimum of 7. If you're not happy with those, I want you to sketch 10, I want you to sketch 15 or 20, whatever it takes to come up with the best idea. Alright, if you have any questions, you could always email me at Saul Martinez, S. Martinez at PSD1, don't forget the 1.org. Okay, that's smartinezpsd1.org. Alright, thanks.